These are the new,
oh dude, I can't put that brand on my YouTube. No, I'm just kidding.
these are the new Patagonia ultralights.
Patagonia.
They had the packables, but those are too heavy for me, so I got the ultralights.
Yeah. See, me and Anthony, we full weighted out, man. It's 60 degrees out here.
We're on 75, man.
Oh.
Well, you said warm water.
Alright, why aren't we catching fish? Anthony?
It's cold.
It's cold?
We suck.
Well, we're gonna wait for the sun to hit the water. This whole creek was blown out the last few days and just got back down to normal limits and normal flow.
Yep.
And let the sun hit the water, get some action going. Maybe they'll start feeding a little bit. We're not going for trout.
We're not going for trout, so we actually have a challenge on our hands.
Yep. Do you show up on that?
Nah, sit on that way so we can distribute the light.
I don't want, no, I gotta be in the shot.
Alright.
What is up, everybody? Dude, we're too big.
Nah, we're fine.
What is up, everybody? Everyday Angler here, and we are at a creek right now, and we just got done getting skunked. So I figured it would be a good time to interview Anthony. I've been fishing with him for a long time, and we're just gonna ask him a few questions of just fishing in general. So I know you do a lot of ultralight fishing, creeks and stuff.
Yeah.
With spinning gear mostly, which we used to do together a lot of catfishing. So I guess one of my questions is why ultralight fishing, or what got you into it?
Well, I think it started when I lived in North Carolina. It's what I had at the time. I didn't have anything expensive, you know, just a Shakespeare rod and whatever I could find at the Walmart. And it was cheapest. It was like 20 bucks maybe.
Yeah.
So I started with it and I stuck with it. It's what worked for me. It's convenient. You can fit in a car. Yeah, it's just convenient overall.
And you like doing a lot of pan fishing like I do.
I do.
I feel like we did that a lot together.
Yeah.
And what is your favorite panfish species?
By far, my favorite, it has to be the red breast sunfish.
Okay.
They're beautiful. They fight hard. It's kind of hard to catch them depending where you're at. And they're usually in pretty big size.
Yeah, and they're mostly creek. You don't really catch them too much at the lake or at the river even.
Colder, clear water.
Yeah. Just like the one we're sitting in, but
Not this one.
this water just might be a little too cold. Yeah. For the panfish, as you can see, we're in waders,
Yeah.
which I'm usually wet wading. And I guess we can give the people some knowledge of what are you looking for when you're looking for red breast sunfish water?
Usually they're like stationary and like small pockets on the rocks. Nine times out of 10, you'll drop something in front of a cover rock and a deeper pool, and a red breast or a green sunfish will usually come out and smack it. But then again, it's just a toss-up. You know, you don't know where all the fish are, so you just gotta find out what sticks with it. And that's why I usually have a spinning reel, because the fly rods are cool, but it's hard to get under stuff unless you like side cast it. But you know, they're usually under rocks and stuff. So
Yeah, that's pretty. That leads me to my next question. So Anthony actually just fly fished for the first time today, and we caught nothing. I was really hoping to get him on some fish and get him into it. And I guess what I'm gonna ask is, now this is his first time fly fishing, so you know, watch what you say, bro.
Yeah.
But some major differences are obviously the casting.
yes, casting. The size of the rods too also threw me off a little bit.
The 9 feet.
Yeah, I'm used to like 5'6" is what I usually fish with, so I can really maneuver them a lot better than I can a 9 foot. But the castability of a fly rod, man, you can cast out 15 feet. I mean, a couple casts
Yeah.
versus where you're really trying with a spinning reel, you know?
A shorter rod.
Yes.
Yeah. A few benefits I found when I first started fly fishing, or I guess at first it's really just a pain in the ass, but when you get more comfortable with it is, like you said, the presentation of a fly.
Yeah.
And for trout, it makes sense that you can throw smaller stuff. For panfish, with spinning gear, you're throwing stuff that's small enough,
1/4 ounce.
you know?
Yeah.
And one of the things I was trying to show him was if you skip over like a sweet spot, like some cover or a deep hole, instead of having to reel it in, you can just back cast it out of the water and put it right where you want it again. And other than that, I mean, there is a few more benefits, I guess, of fly fishing. It's really just when you're dealing with spooky fish, if you're proficient enough to like deliver the fly gently, it's less spooky, right? And but spin fishing definitely has some benefits too. It's just, I feel like it's easier, not in a bad way.
Yeah.
It's just easier to do.
That's the one thing that, like, about fly fishing, I would like to get into a lot more. I've never caught a fish on one, but I'm sure it's rewarding because the things you have to go through to, catch a fish on a fly rod where you can do it with a conventional gear. I feel like it's more rewarding, and I'm sure the fight feels 1,000 times better on a fly rod than it would on a conventional gear. So I would like to work more on it. I'm sure when I catch a fish, it'll be quite the experience.
Yeah, we're really gonna try to get him on some fish before it gets too cold. I just think this is a spring-fed creek, and it's been cold for like the last 2 weeks, so this water is just way too, it's way too cold.
Yeah, it's pretty cold.
It's way too cold for the fish that we're after, wild and native panfish. Well, we kind of skipped to the fishing portion of the interview, but I guess I should ask you, tell the subscribers a little bit about yourself.
So I am from Puerto Rico, but I was raised in New York. I've moved all over the United States. But while I was in New York, I didn't do a lot of fishing. My dad would take me to the Hudson to fish shark and stuff, and flounder, but I was too young to understand it, and I never really was into it. When I moved from New York back to Puerto Rico, I did a little bit of fishing there. Then again, I was just too young to understand it. But when I moved to North Carolina, I think it was like 14, 15, that's when I understood it and like got a grasp of how fun fishing can be. And I remember my first fish was from a pond. It was a blue catfish that I caught in my own gear that I bought from Walmart from a job I had at the time. And it was fun. It was a decent sized catfish, and I was just hooked from that point. So from North Carolina, I moved to Tennessee almost 8 years ago, and I've had the best fishing experience here in Tennessee. You have best of both worlds. You have lakes, rivers, creeks, cold water, warm water.
There's a lot of diversity.
A lot of diversity.
The only thing we don't have is salt water.
Yeah, that's another thing.
But I feel like anywhere that has salt water, you're not gonna get cold water creeks.
No, that's another thing. Like in Florida, perhaps, like there's a bunch of canals that you can catch like cool fish.
Well, they have freshwater springs in Florida too. All right, so we're getting ready to wrap this little interview up. What are some goals you have, like fishing-wise, from here on out? Of course, you want to, start fly fishing more and throw all your spinning gear away.
No. I'm still on the fence. Then again, I haven't caught nothing yet on fly. I will always have my 5/6 spinning reel and rod in my truck. But I would like to dive more into the fly scene and just learn more about it. You can't knock it till you try it. You can't really talk about the subject unless you know about the subject. So I'd like to try it and just see how it goes from there. I plan to do a lot of more traveling to other states and stuff to fish there, fly or conventional. But just travel in general, I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I would also like to get some saltwater fishing. Since I lived in New York, I never actually fished saltwater. Like I said, I was just too young to understand it. But now that I'm older and capable, I think I would like to try some saltwater fishing.
Definitely. Well, everybody, we've got to pack it up and head back to the truck with no fish, unfortunately. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for next week's episode of The Everyday Angler.
Hopefully, let's get some fucking pizza over here or something. For real.